Oh my god, why does it go automatically mute to start? Oh my, what a joke. Oh man, I feel like I had such a good... Oh man, what? That irked me a little bit. Well, anywho, I'll go back to my intro that I did. It was a pretty good intro. But, I rambled on as well, so maybe I can keep it a little cleaner this time. Here we go. Circuit Paul Ricard. Intro is going to come probably a couple laps in as we got 5 red lights already here, and we'll see what we can do. I was on with Sui. He found himself 12. I'll give him a shout out real quick. Ben's Rice, very good qualifying up in second. Can he take the inside line, or the outside line, actually, sorry, into turn 1? Actually, he's got the straight out pace on Mystic Joker as we come through turn 1 in the wets. What can we do? Mystic Joker actually drops down into second place. Do we have anyone off? It doesn't look like anyone's losing some major positions, and now we spoke too soon. Looks like we got Knuckles and grumpy old Catman spun around, as well as Mahi. Mahi found himself into a little bit of troubles there as he moves down the order. Kitten Petter in 10th place as it stands currently, picking up actually 9 spots right out of the gate. So maybe a good wet weather racer here, but here we go. Uncle Ben's Rice and Mystic Joker seem to be battling for the lead a little bit. And oh no, it's actually Mystic Joker spinning out. I've never seen that. But the weather is absolutely drenching down here in France. JC Blackley is thinking about lining up possible bacon, but not quite close enough. Now Elma Jacko is all draped over Uncle Ben's Rice here, and maybe Uncle Ben's choosing a little bit better of a setup for qualifying. Not wet weather here as Elma Jacko does set a purple sector 2, but there was no real time set quite yet. Jacko actually goes real deep, as we're seeing some major mistakes here from some of our higher quality drivers, as Mystic Joker is in a weird 19th place. He's going to have a lot of work to try. Whoa, nearly died there. He's going to have a lot of work to try and get himself back up the order. Okay. Let's just make sure that we don't get any backbeat from the TV here. Okay, we're all good. Alcabens, Rice, and Elma Jack are trying to separate themselves from the rest of the pack. Possible Bacon. Ooh, drifting around the final turn, and unfortunately now finds himself back down in 11th after a good lap, opening lap. Saw himself with a good chance right at the get-go for a solid finish here, but that moves everyone up the order. Valentine going around the outside here on okay. Oh, and then we have another one. Text-to-speech overtaking Kitterpetter around the outside. I really thought something was going to happen there. I think Valentine's letting him through, though. Yes, he is. Some clean racing from Valentine there. As Jinit to win it goes super deep. You know, I should stop just reacting and actually commentate on what's going on here. But okay, so we initially saw Valentine absolutely dive down the first corner, nearly getting Sui. Gives the position back. Text-to-speech goes around the outside of Kittenpetter coming through turn 2. And then Valentine gives the position back to Sui. And then Kittenpetter gets overtaken by Jinit to win it, as Jinit absolutely sends it down the inside line. Adaltonia not wanting to use any bit of the track limits here. Jinit to win it. Kittenpetter coming down. Kittenpetter. Okay, breaking deep into turn 8. Little bit of front wing, a little bit of tap. Jinit to win it. Welcome to the lead, kid, is what he says. Punts him through turn 8. And Kittenpetter finds himself back in 11th. Hotspot and Ray, a couple of teammates here battling it out, coming out of turn 9 here. But yes, Elma Jacko and Uncle Ben's Ice have really separated themselves from everybody else. Valentine and Texas Speech are still going at it. And a nice little battle for 8th place. Who else have we got? We got Mahi Mahi and Mystic Joker working themselves up the order. And Crustier T is actually going to take a run at Mystic. He's going to choose a real tight line, but I don't think that's the best one. Mystic Joker's able to send it deep, and Mystic actually going off deep again. He works his way back up through the pack here. Spaceman giving clean space to Mahi Mahi as he sends it deep. Maybe understanding that this isn't really his battle, but a good decision in taking a clean line. Now he's got Mystic Joker behind him. Mystic Joker, actually was looking at the inside line of Spaceman, and Spaceman blocked it off. Now he goes a little bit deep. That's going to open up Mystic getting alongside him. But don't spin around, don't spin out again, Mystic. And then Spaceman closes off the rest of that line, but Mystic gets a good jump out of the final turn, that being 15 here, and gets the overtake down the straight. Hotspot and Ray, Sui and Ray. Sui finds himself 5 positions up for the initial starting spot. Hotspot with a big 12 positions up for his initial start, so he's looking real good here. Hotspot sits in the driver's standings in position. And he's got to be up there, right? What is that? Jeanette Jacko. Is there an actual... okay, kind of does a little bit differently there. Okay, well, sorry. Subi goes a little bit deep, and that allows Text-to-Speech and Ray to go... no, I think Ray was already by. That allows Text-to-Speech to go through. Spaceman picking up and coming back down to 16th place there. Jinnit to win it, working on Valentine. Actually sends it deep through turn 8. Valentine tries to defend around the outside through turn 9, but Jinnit does a good job. Gets a position there. Moves up another place. Uncle Ben's Rice and Elma Jacko really working themselves away from JC Blackley here. It's only 3 laps deep. Actually, on our third lap only, and they've already worked 5 seconds in the separation there. These are some very long laps with how wet this track is right now. We are about to get onto our 4th lap. But anywho, if you are just tuning in, or if this is your first time with the league, we are the Midwest F1 League. We run Wednesday F2 and Thursday Division 1 through our Twitch channel, and our YouTube channel gets Division 2 and 3 pumped up to there from a couple of other really good casters we have in Hotspot and Fallen Monkeys, as well as Fallen Monkeys does it live through his Twitch channel at the same time, 6:30 Pacific, 9:30 Eastern, every Wednesday and Thursday, like I said. Tonight, if you haven't guessed it, you're on a Wednesday, so you are watching some Formula 2 action, which is open for all tiers, and it actually changes some things up. Some guys are actually, in my opinion, better at Formula 2 in comparison to the Formula 1 cars. So it's kind of a different little change of pace that is done, and it is good fun, to keep it simple. But we've got quite a bit of passing going on here, actually, at Super Ricard, with how wet it is. Some fairly decent racing going on. Mystic Joker spinning out real early, finds himself at the mid-pack now, working to try and get into some solid points here. Yeah, I'm not gonna try and criticize any of his racing lines. That guy is a very good driver, so I'll give him that. Don't tell him I said that. Though as Kitten Petter gets Valentine, and Valentine finds himself off track, getting a penalty to boot. Elma Jacko actually getting a penalty, so that's kind of a little bit different ballpark than what we're used to seeing here. And Kitten Petter does a good job of trying to block off the line to Valentine, but in the end does respect the racing guidelines and gives it to Valentine as Valentine gets himself back in the top 10. Oh, Kitten Petter once again getting a little bit too heavy on the throttle. Doing it twice, but doing a good job as well. Saving it, not bidding it. Finds himself still in 11th here. We'll see how this one plays out. Sue Wee as well, still in 9th place. Gained a couple of positions, lost a couple of positions, is in 9th behind Jenna Twinnett and Ray. Texas Speech has moved up quite a bit of spots, actually. 5 in his her debut. So not too shabby from Texas Speech. Knuckles seems to have picked up a position on Crustier T. Jinnit is absolutely hounding Ray. Ray has the races where Ray finds themselves quite high up, and then there's races where Ray finds himself once again not so high up. And this seems to be one of those days where Ray finds himself in a good driving mood, and by that finds themselves in 7th place. Not too bad. Maybe a little bit more positions to come later on here. Right now is the one piece of the bread to a Texas Speech sandwich with his teammate Hotspot in 5th. Jenna Twinnett, like I said, draped all over Ray, as Jenna Twinnett is just going to hound someone. And I believe it was something that said about Jinnit is that he's one of the worst people to have behind you. No, Ray! Yo-ya! Okay, not too bad. Ray picks himself back up. Is in 8th. Shouldn't get overtaken here from Sui. As the lad's got a good run down the straight coming into turn 8. Is past him along the inside line, but actually Ray's going to duke this one out. Oh, do we lose HSVDT? Yes, HSVDT did spin her out coming around turn 8, so that's going to move everyone up the order. Finds himself back ahead of Valentine. I did not catch exactly what happened, but that was a weird area to be spun out at. Maybe a little bit of contact was the reasoning there. Ray is going to hold on to the straight line speed and is going to send it around turn 10. Don't want to go a little bit too deep here. Ray does a very good job. Uses every inch of the racetrack. And still sitting up in 7th, Mr. Rager, or M. Rager, or Rager, gets overtake on Grumpy Old Catman in 20th there. Mahi Mahi picking up a spot on A. Daltonian as well. Ooh, Uncle Ben's Rice gets overtaken by Elma Jacko for the lead here. Was it maybe a little bit of a mistake from Uncle Ben's Rice? But anywho, Jacko finally finds himself up in the lead here as we come through turn 1 on to lap 6. Kitten Petter would be the first one to blink into the pit. Let's see where Kitten Petter comes out. I have 2 pit stops. Our course are ever so slightly active. They're quite a bit slower than Formula 1 pit stops here. Mystic Joker, though, has worked himself back up into 11th place. That's English. Valentine going a little bit wide through turn 2. That's going to open up Mystic Joker the inside line in the dive of turn 3 here. The rain seems to be letting up a little bit here. Have to keep an eye on that. Not as heavy as it once was. Mystic Joker does end up getting the position on Valentine coming around turn 4/5, I guess. Around 5. We'll say he confirmed it around 5. Got it around 4. And we come around the hard swooping left-hander of turn 7. And Valentine extending the track limits a little bit too far, one might say, and allows himself to get a really good run. And now he's going to try and send it around the outside. He's got the nose ever so slightly ahead of Mystic Joker, forces him up onto the curb. Mystic does go right up on the curb and then absolutely whips the car right around the outside, coming around through turn 9. And then we're going to have a nice little drag race up into turn 10. It is with Valentine, the inside line here. We'll have to see if Mystic can do a good job of holding it. And Valentine maybe pulled out a little bit, and Mystic saw the opening and took the position back. Valentine now down to 10th, Mystic up into 9th. Impossible Bacon not too far off of those two as well. So maybe a little more battling could bring Impossible Bacon back into it after the early spin. We are 6 laps deep, about to get onto our 7th here. And right now, it's a little bit of a surprising one so far. Uncle Ben's Rice and El Majaco have really separated themselves from the rest of the field. Ginatuinen has worked himself through a lot of positions up into 5th, so a podium is a potential for him. Hotspot gets the overtake on JC Blackley as he's currently sitting in 4th right now. Fastest lap from Ginatuinen, so maybe getting a little bit better temperatures for those tires. We'll see how that can play out. A couple more pit stops from A. Daltonian and Knuckles. We're on board right now with Sui, younger brother of Mystic Joker, has the upper hand so far in this one. Currently sitting in 7th place in the dams. His teammate A. Daltonian is working himself out of the pits. We have a yellow flag on the pit straight there. That may be Krusty or T may have found himself in a little bit of trouble coming on the final turn there. Some finding it ever so slightly more difficult than the others in this circuit called Ricard wet weather race. Krusty or T actually has left the session. Interesting. Check if Prester needs an invite here. Jason Blackley working himself around turn 10, and he's got Ginatuinen absolutely draped all over him. One of the toughest drivers to hold off in the league, as he's just going to do this to you. Absolutely every turn. Every turn, you don't even need to give him anything. He's just going to absolutely hound you with each turn, and now forcing JC a little bit wide. The tiniest little bump, and JC's going to go right off the track, and Ginatuinen is going to get a really good run and now take the inside line for the next turn. Not much room at all was given from JC there. Not much at all. Mystic is able to maneuver around Ginatuinen as Ginat now drops down the order. JC Blackley is into the pit. Alright, Janet, it's time to take a deep breath and exhale. And in and exhale. I can imagine he's fuming right now. But an English soccer fan he is, so he might actually be in a good mood. Nothing can get them down right now. MidWest F1 now and 1080p, not going to be happy with that. No, I agree, Seaberry. Yeah, Seaberry, you saw the message into the MidWest planning page. Thinking of maybe keeping that on the DL right now, so we'll see how that works. Might be a surprise. But anyway, Uncle Ben's Rice is actually staying real close down to Jacko here. Jacko did initially get the overtake a couple laps ago, but has Now since gone deep, and that's going to invite Uncle Ben's race back into it. Uncle Ben is going to send it back down the inside line. Jacko's going to scrap this one out if I know him. He's got the inside line for the next turn. Uncle Ben is actually going to absolutely whip it around the outside, getting good traction and staying with his node ever so slightly ahead. Now these drivers are continually going to try and wheel-to-wheel battle it, but it's actually Jacko who does a really good job sending around the outside and keeping the pace, but that forces Jacko deep. Actually, Jacko's into the pit. Maybe we can see an undercut here. Oh, it's actually Uncle Ben's race that picks up a penalty. I wasn't able to catch that. But yes, that puts the two race leaders on par with penalties now. So we'll see how that continues. I imagine Jacko maybe has one more warning, or one or two maybe more warnings than Uncle Ben's race. So from that last little scrap there, I think he went off once, at least once. I believe it was coming around turn 11. So we'll see how that plays out. Mahi is going to be moving up the grid with all the pit stops here, and we'll get on board with him as you can see the positions gained as he overtakes Jinnit, Ray, and he won't get Jacko. Jacko's on his way out of the pit, just coming out behind Impossible Bacon. But yeah, the rain is starting to really subside here. We're kind of working our way through this one. Currently on lap 9 we are. Uncle Ben's race started in second place, ahead, or actually second to the guy currently in second place, still yet to pit, Mystic Joker. And with Mystic spinning really early on after Uncle Ben got him into turn 1, he's worked himself back up to what right now is second place, but still no pit has been done by Mystic. So actually we'll just confirm that, yes, it's still 0 pit. Mahi still needs to pit, as well as Grumpy Old Catman. But we'll see what's going to be. Maybe just Uncle Ben's race. It's going to be close between Uncle Ben's race and Elma Jacko. Elma Jacko is surely trying to undercut Uncle Ben here. And we'll see if Uncle Ben is going to come in this lap or if he feels his tires are good. Well, I mean, he's quicker than his initial fastest lap is Uncle Ben. So was maybe Elma Jacko actually slowing up Uncle Ben? And now with clear air ahead of him, maybe another lap may not be a bad thing. As when he comes out, you know he's going to come out into a little bit of traffic. Mahi picking up his first penalty of the day. That is, yes it is. Now I shall stay on board with Uncle Ben unless I see some deltas getting real close, like this one, Sui and Kitten Petter here. Kitten Petter going a little bit deep, and Sui's actually going to go for a nice little cut back here. Around turn 11, we have a driver off there and the turn ahead. And it's actually going to be a double cut back here from Kitten Petter now. Sui is going to defend the inside line, and that was a little bit of a wing. I think that was Kitten Petter picked that one up. Sui does a good job getting that position back. Both drivers go a little bit too deep, but both drivers find themselves back on the racing line coming around turn 15 here. Sui going a little bit deeper than Kitten Petter, and that's going to invite Kitten Petter to get the overtake early on down the straight. Sui does have fresher tires here, and he's going to get back into the slipstream here and back to the inside line after having a really poor line out of turn 15. Oh, and Sui, I saw that one from a mile away. Ouch. And once again, Uncle Ben's race is down on his time. So Uncle Ben actually putting in some really good lap times here, being 9 laps old on these wets. I didn't exactly look at what the difference was between the two drivers, but it looks like it's sitting between, Uncle Ben's race and Elma Jacko at around 23.5 seconds, give or take. So, pretty good from Uncle Ben's race. We'll see if he stays out once more. Jacko is slowly closing the gap at HSPDT, but it looks like HS is slowly losing Mystic Joker here. And, I mean, he's putting in good lap times. We'll see how his Sector 3 was. He's going to come over the line. And once again, down on his time. So he is consistently putting in some pretty good lap times here as Uncle Ben's race. Elma Jacko here. So Elma Jacko is way down on his initial fastest lap. I didn't catch the exact fastest lap, but I should be able to. Okay, so Uncle Ben's race and El Majacco both set their fastest laps there. El Majacco's fastest lap was actually 9/100ths slower than Uncle Ben's fastest lap here. So Uncle Ben is still putting in good lap times, even with El Majacco on the pressure of the tire. So it's looking good right now. It's Uncle Ben. He's potential there. Now the gap sits at around 24 seconds. So Uncle Ben has slowly been increasing that gap, and once again, he's actually way down on his initial fastest lap here. So he's actually 9/10ths down. El Majacco is virtually the exact same. We'll see what Uncle Ben can do. Now this is kind of a fun race, so kind of eyeing up lap times here. This is different. I'm enjoying this actually. And we're going to see what Uncle Ben can do to finish up Sector 3. Back over to El Majacco. Don't get any update on times there. Mystic Joker as well still needs to pit. Now, is Uncle Ben nearly takes fastest lap as he does take out 8/10ths. El Majacco is just finishing up Sector 3. Mystic Joker is barely holding on to the fastest lap right now. Okay, never mind. Now he sets the fastest lap, and which is now 3/10ths quicker. And Jack comes over barely an improvement, so Uncle Ben did add some time onto that, or in between that gap. I'll have to see when he's to pit. I imagine he's going to be coming in fairly soon here. I should know this. Is it a mandatory pit stop for wets? Fossil Bacon and Gin 2 having a lovely little battle at the back of the pack there. Kit Pitter and Hotspot both picking up 12 positions. Fossil Bacon, unfortunately, losing 10. Texas Speech is overtaken by two drivers there around the final turn. Not exactly sure what happened there. Quickly check back up with El Majacco once again, ever so slightly slower on his initial fastest lap. And here we go, Uncle Ben is, or sorry, Jacko is slightly quicker. Uncle Ben is far slower here. I'm not sure what went wrong in his lap here, but might be time to head it into the pits. There we go, yes. 12 laps gone on these wets. Finally sees himself in the pit. Might have hit the cliff. As well, Mr. Joker decides to stay out for one more lap. We'll see what his delta is in comparison. He comes over the line actually 2 seconds slower, so saying the fastest lap only 2 laps ago is now way off of his pace. So yes, maybe those tires are falling off. El Majacco seems to be getting a little bit comfier now. And him and Uncle Ben's race are battling it right out of the pits here. Coming around turn 1, it was Uncle Ben on the outside, El Majacco on the inside. And Jacko is able to fend him off now. Now we did see Uncle Ben was the quicker of the two. Jacko had a crazy fast lap, going fastest in the race to try and close off Uncle Ben. But now Uncle Ben's got a little bit fresher tires, and you can kind of sense, yeah. That is the last thing that you needed, Mr. Uncle Ben. That's awful to see, man. Now 4 seconds off of El Majacco. Just gets a little bit too excited. Nearly did it at the first piece of that turn, and then coming out just got a little bit too excited. And yeah, too heavy on the throttle, finds himself nearly putting it into the wall. And Uncle Ben is back into 4th place. Now HSVDT and Mr. Joker still both in the pit, so still sitting well there.
but now Elma Jacko's right on the tail of HSBT. So we'll have to see how long HS actually pulls off Elma Jacko here. Maybe it might allow Uncle Ben close enough to Jacko. But I appreciate everyone that is tuning in and out of this stream for the first time here. We are the Midwest F1 League. This is our Wednesday night Formula 2 League. These are guys that just kind of want to do this one for fun, or competitive, or more. Of course, this is competitive, but are more competitive with full-on divisions league runs Thursday night, 6:30 Pacific start, 9:30 Eastern. Every Thursday right now we're on week 11 of 12. We're going to bring this one to an end. New game comes out next week, so last week is the last week of it all. Relegation battles are real. We'll have to see how many drivers can carry their form from F1 2020 to F1 2021. Like I said, this is the second last week, so 2 more weeks, 2 more full races left of Division 1. We are nearly halfway through the evening of Formula 2 tonight. A wet weather entire race was this one. Uncle Ben actually finds himself within 3 seconds to Elma Jacko. Elma Jacko has got the inside line to HSVT. Is Mystic gonna pit ever? I mean, he has to pit now. He is far slower in his lap times. Now, I'm not exactly entirely sure if it's mandated to pit wet races. HS picking up a penalty, evening himself up with Jacko, Uncle Ben, as well as Hotspot. Pit Petter down in 7th. As I use a screen match to get that one. And we'll see what these guys are up to here. Sui as well, not too far away from these guys. Get on board with Sui's, he's probably got a pretty good view of this little tilly that's happening. JC Blackley currently 6th place, Kitten Petter in 7th, Sui trying to work himself into top 7. But with the penalty to him, it's going to make it to try and get those positions as well as possible. Now, Mystic Joker didn't get no penalty for not coming into the pit. Neither did HSBT, so maybe they know something that I don't. Uncle Ben does initially set fastest lap, and he's going to try and hunt down HSVDT here. HS, let's see how much slower HS is to his initial fastest lap. You can see Elma Jacko just off in the distance there. Mr. Joker has worked himself back up to first, but is he going to get... I don't know. Oh, I missed that. I missed his times. But anywho, it doesn't really matter, as we'll just go off the track position right now, and as Uncle Ben's price is real close to HSBT with far fresher tires. He's shown the better pace throughout this race, as the high-techs are going to get a good finish, currently sitting 1 and 3 right now. Lucas Giotto and Nikita Madison, Callum Eilert, Marcus Armstrong. Oh, here we go. Kitten Petter's getting real tight onto JC Blackley right now. Maybe he can force him into some sort of mistake, but actually we'll get back on this quickly as that got real close. HSVDT opens up the inside just barely. Hardly even opens it up, really. It's just Uncle Ben doing a really good job sending it down the inside line of turn 11 here. And he's got the fresher tire, but it's actually HSVDT really fighting around the inside line here. But I think Uncle Ben's got this one locked up. Now, HS can try and fight it out, but Uncle Ben has shown the better lines throughout the entire race, and with the far fresher tires here, he's going to see himself finishing in 3rd. Mystic Joker, is he going to come over the line with the win? Yes, he does. Okay, no pitting necessary. He finds himself with the win after crashing out real early. Uncle Ben Rice as well, working himself back up into a podium for a solid finish. HSVDT just missing out in 4th as the old tires done did it for him. Hotspot coming to the line in 5th. We're going to see JC Blackley in 6th, Sui in 7th. Oh! Sui just spins JC Blackley. Kit and Petter in 8th, a solid debut. Ginna Twinnet didn't move up. Actually, Valentine moved way down into 13th. Ray in 9th, Impossible in 10th, Mahi 11th, Ginna 12th, Valentine 13th. Grumpy Old Catman, Krusty T, and M. Rager are going to come over the line fairly soon here. Knuckles is over next in 14th. Adaltonian actually in 14th, Knuckles in 15th. Texas Speech looks like he's going to hold down 16th in his debut. Villeneuve is going to be our last one over the line here. I haven't given Villeneuve any screen time. Shut up, Villeneuve. Finish it up. Clean, no penalties. Drifts the final corner. Completely planned. Okay, celebrations. We have a couple of Americans as well as an Aussie on the podium. Mystic Joker in the 1-2 of Mystic Jacko, and 3rd place goes to Uncle Ben's race. Very well done there, Uncle Ben. Not too shabby. We'll go through the finishing results here. He doesn't. Mr. Joker with the win, Jacko 2nd, Uncle Ben 3rd, HSVDT 4th, Hotspots 5th, JC Blackley 6th, Subi 7th, Kitten Petter 8th, Ray 9th, Impossible Bacon 10th, Mahi going into the 11th, Jim to win at 12th, Valentine 13th, Adaltonian 14th, Knuckles 15th, Texas Speech in his debut in 16th, Spaceman 17th, Villeneuve 18th, Grumpy Old Catman 19th, Krusty Old T in 20th, and M. Rager in 21st, as the brilliant minds say. Okay. Jesus Christ, alright, the Discord is entertaining today. But anywho, we venture onward, and now a dry sprint race here. So this one's gonna absolutely fly by here. Well, bad news, guys. I'm on pole and didn't load my setup. Well, there you go, Kitten Petter. Best of luck to you. Alrighty then. Well, we're gonna get right back into it here. As I said, a dry sprint race here. We see Kitten Petter up in pole, Sui 2nd, Jason Blackley 3rd, Hotspot 4th. Looks like Hotspot gets an early position on Jason Blackley as well, working on Sui. Kitten Petter has a clean line into turn 1. Yellow flags in sector 3 as Texas Speech has not started the race. JC Blackley goes for a switch back on Hotspot, and Hotspot gets back into 4th place. HSVDT now absolutely sends it down the inside line. And what is going on? Uncle Ben's race. Oh no, not Uncle Ben. It's such a good first race. Finds himself way back down the order now. He's going to try and find a couple of quick positions back here. Sitting in 13th place, not looking too shabby. Jacko, and I just turned off the worst time. Valentine finds himself into the wall. And yes, we kind of caught a little bit of that, but we didn't catch all of that. Valentine into the wall, full on safety car here. We'll take a moment to look at the position changes out of the gates. And right now, unfortunately, as the race started, yeah, you definitely did. Can you actually hear my chair? Uh-oh. That's what I get from buying a chair from Yisk. Okay, quickly to the position changes, and then we'll get to my chair. So Kitten Better holds the position at top spot. Sui still holding position in 2nd, and don't look now, but JC Blackley holds position in 3rd, and what? Hotspot holds the position in 4th, as well as HSVDT holds position in 5th. Mystic Joker jumps up a couple positions, going from 8th to 6th. Ray as well jumping up a couple positions, going from 9th to 7th. Elma Jacko is only one of the top 10 to lose a position, going from 7th to 8th, as well as a penalty. That one hurts as well. Just 3 seconds, so it's a corner. Track limits. Oh yeah. Oh god, yeah, okay. I'll work on that. Okay. Impossible Bacon in 9th, right alongside his teammate there, Janet to win it in 10th. We'll see how much he can move himself up here in Power Card. Mahi Mahi is actually holding his spot in 11th. One of few to do. And actually, I'm not sure if I think, yeah, the only one to do so in the back half of the pack here. Uncle Ben losing 6 positions, not what you want to see. Knuckles picking up a couple spots early on. M. Rager picking up 7. Well done, M. Rager early on. Grumpy Old Catman up 4. Spaceman up a spot. Crusty your T up 3 spots. AE down 4 spots. Villeneuve the pits. So we'll see how this one plays out. Still plenty of racing to go here. Mahi. He's got a good shot. Maybe top 5. There's a lot of good drivers ahead of him, but puts his head down, gets the right attitude, and he'll work his way up the grid, as well as Uncle Ben's race has a chance to get himself back up there. Don't count either of these drivers outside the top 10 out quite yet, as there's still plenty of racing here to go. But anyhow, my chair, Seaberry. So I bought it at Yisk. Alright. That was a good sale. Now I went there. I went to Yisk because we were in the neighborhood, alright? We were at the Winners, and I didn't buy anything at the Winners, so I was like, okay, you know what? You did very well. You didn't buy anything at Winners. Winners I go stupid at. So I didn't buy anything at Winners. So I was like, okay, good man. No, let's go to Yisk. Usually there's nothing at Yisk you like. So we'll go to Yisk. So I went to Yisk with the lady. And then walked around, looked at some things. Alright, okay. Then we got into the gaming section, like the office section. So I was like, well, GG's wallet. And well, you know, I see a pretty decent glass desk that is a perfect fit and size for my room. And, you know, okay, so I buy it. I get it. Right? I'm going to get it. I'm like, well, the chair that I have right now is one of a rocking chair, right? Okay, good for when you don't have an actual desk. Bad for when you do have an actual desk. I'm like, well, the rocking chair needs to go as well. Well, it didn't go. I'm going to refurbish it because it's been in the family for a long time. But it can't be used anymore. It's gone the way, I don't say the dodo, but it's put into temporary retirement. So I need to get a chair. Looking at a couple of chairs, there's one really good looking one. Doesn't feel good when you sit on it, you know? Always sit on the chair, right? That's what I always say, always sit on the chair. And so I sat on the chair. Didn't feel good, that chair. So I didn't get it, alright? That was like a pretty decent bang for your buck kind of chair. Another chair, alright, I'll try it out. Alright, not too bad. It's okay, but the lady again, she says, I don't like that chair, that looks cheap. I'm like, you know, fair, it does look a little cheap, but it's actually a good sit. So I mean, like, what does it matter that it looks cheap? It's a good sit. And so, you know, I sit on the chair, it's a good seat. I'm like, alright, well, I'm probably gonna get this chair. She's like, fine. I'm like, chair. So stay out of it. All right, and then in the display with my exact desk, I see a chair. I see a nice ergonomic, well meshed back, has a nice little headpiece as well. All right, I see that chair and I go, you know what? That's a good looking chair. That is a good looking chair right there. I need to find that chair. So I'm like bouncing around, trying to look for the chair. Ask someone, like, hey, where's this chair? Like, where's this box? I need this box. I want to go. I want this chair. And they're like, it's right there. And I was literally right beside me the whole time. So it's kind of embarrassing to the chair. But I got the chair. Come home, sit on it. Okay, it's a good chair. I like the chair. And then weeks pass with this said chair and whatnot. And what do you know? The cushion, after sitting on it for a while, the cushion like kind of deflates. And what do you know? Got a bill, I got a fire call, I'll pull into the pits and retire there. Okay, Knuckles is out. Best of luck, Knuckles. Stay safe, Knuckles. You know what? So I'm like, I'm not giving up on this chair, okay? You know, I do at times sit on my chair for quite a while, so I need to do what I can with this chair. So I go to Michael's, I go and buy some cushions. I buy some of those cushions ready to make your own chair. I pull apart the entire chair and I add cushions and I staple the chair back together, put it back, and I've never had a butt problem with the chair ever since. So that is my chair story, and we're back to the race. Mystic Joker, looking at the outside line of Hotspot. Hotspot does a good job of closing it off and holding it through turn 2. Elmer Jacko is working on Ray, and they're going wheel to wheel here, coming around turn 2 and continuing it down the straight into turn 3. Around the outside goes Elmer Jacko and swings it back in, and it looks like he's got the position. And Jacko's getting some poor connection here. That's not what you want to see. Hopefully that settles itself down. But anywho, we will jump up to Mystic Joker here, up in 5th, battling with Hotspot for 4th. Kid Petter's trying to open up the gap to 2nd place. And when around the outside goes Mystic Joker, Hotspot's forced to give the room, and Mystic will take 4th place, trying to get a good run out of turn 9. Gentle on the throttle, but firm. Finds himself getting enough traction around the turn. And goes a little bit deep, actually. Kind of not something that we would expect from Mystic Joker on turn 10. And that's going to invite Hotspot to kind of stick his nose down in through turn 11. But Mystic Joker has got the better racing line there and gets that position back. Still holding on to 4th. Hotspot getting a little bit impatient, finding himself up on the curve of 12th. And by doing so, doesn't get a very good run out. And bada bing, bada boom. Another car spun out. And another safety car. Well, I've used up my chair story, so I'm not sure what else I can talk about here. I mean, Kitten Petter's on for a potential maiden win here in the sprint race. Safety car is back out. We'll see who dives down into the pits. No need to pit here in the sprint race, but potentially with, yes, here we go. We do have some cars in the pit. We're on some softs. Soft tire does go on for Mahi Mahi, and I imagine as well for a couple of the other cars. Pull it up, and that was kind of not really a collision. Should have been a collision, but because it's Formula 1, the video game, it wasn't a collision, and they just go right through each other. But there we go. We see Juna to win it right now, sitting up at the top of the drivers that have pitted here. Going on some softs, he's going to be able to catch himself back up to the pack here. And you can get past Cruster T spot, you should be able to get past the spaceman. Then from that point on, it's going to get real difficult to make up all those positions. But be that it may, it does have the better of the tires. But anywho, if there's any questions from the chat, curious at all about what the league is about, or what we do, what we've got going on, by all means, ask in the chat. I love to try and have some sort of conversations with the chat as the evening progresses here. But we only have 6 full full laps left. 7 full laps left to go here. No, 6. I was right. 6 full laps. Someone has bad internet. Yes, I do agree. VTech, good to see you in chat, my friend. It's been a little while. It's been a little while. But yes, what's that going on? Yeah, 6 full laps to go here. You got some drivers on the softs. How's your season going down to your division, VTech? How's it hanging down there? Stream is on PS. Stream on PS5 is clear. Good, still firm. Good to hear. Good to hear. That's from both Seaberry and VTech. So you, Seaberry, you know the potential here. I've made it clear in the MidWest planning, and seeing actual prices, I'm actually probably going to go out and do the thing. Huge update. What's going on here? Okay, I can't read that. That's too small. Sorry, my apologies. Now look at this. Look at this. Sorry, I needed to send a little bit of an invite there. He likes beers, VTech. I like beers as well. We'll see. Maybe for the finale, I might get drunk. No, I usually only get drunk on the Thursday. Man, like, how can you not love beer? But do you actually notice that much of a difference from the stream in PS5 here? Honestly? Ooh, oh, Spaceman's in the pit, so he does overtake for a moment there. Cool. A little bit of a longer one here. Still has some laps to go. Yeah, we're gonna start at lap 8. So that's gonna leave us 4 full laps. Should come back on lap 8. So yeah, it should leave us 4 full laps to get back at it. What's up, VTech? Yo, soy a fiesta. Soy fiesta. Big time. I'm on a stock setup, bro. Huge diff. Awesome. Good to use your theory. I'm glad. I didn't even think about that when I got this bad boy. I got this for pleasure. I didn't even get this for work. But I should write this off, actually. Maybe Justin Trudeau can help her brother out. Try and keep that receipt and write this bad boy off. Yeah, I mean, 1080 can't complain about that. Nowadays, some might find a way to complain about 1080p, but that's good. It looks crisp for me too. I think it looks really good on my end as well. So I'm glad to hear that the stream qualities get a little bit better. Hopefully that improves some things. Safety car is in this lap, so my suspicion has been confirmed. We'll see how the rest of this race finishes up here. Who do we want to ride on board with? Anyone? Any chat suggestions on who we want to ride on board with? Yeah, send Pork an invoice. Funny enough, I'm the one who handles the league finances, so I'd be sending myself the invoice. Ray. Oh, Ray. Good suggestion. I mean, down in 14th place, but still. It's not a bot, is it, Ray? No. Alright. Get on with it. Screw the lead. Who cares? I mean, you're just talking about how Kitten Petter's your boy, and he's up leading the race. But if you want to go on board with Ray down in 14th place, by all means, let us do that. We'll see what Ray can do here. Just behind a grumpy old Catman, Apostle Bacon, and Mahi Mahi. A couple fairly decent drivers ahead of him here is Ray. And a very poor... Okay, well, I'm sorry, Ray, but I can't get on board. Kind of a subpar final turn there, finds himself with the biggest gap in between drivers in the entire Grand Prix. Janet Twin and Mahi Mahi make some moves around the outside on Crusty or T. Hotspot already losing a couple positions. Is he off? He is completely off. Finds himself back on Uncle Ben's race. Man, there's always just like one guy who just has such a good race that just gets absolutely poor man though. Here we go. Actually, all right. Ray's gonna. Oh, okay. And Grumpy Little Catman's into the wall. Ray's gonna try and overtake the AI. Actually, bin the AI. Get him out of here. Oh, and A. Daltonian's actually getting real tight. Kitten Petter losing a position. Is now battling with JC Blackley. He's able to fight him off here. Actually, stay on the battle here. Mystic Joker as well in fourth, just dragging these drivers down the straight. And here we go. The Kitten that was nowhere near the track. Elma Jacko actually poaches a position off of Kitten here. And Kitten goes from first all the way down to fifth. Ouch, through the first two sectors here, actually halfway through sector 3. Now down in fifth is Kitten Petter. Janet Twinnet is actually making some headway up the grid here. He's going to just absolutely... Oh, HSVDT is actually going to bomb down the inside. Completely cuts turn 15. Gives himself a poor run out. Kitten Petter just dummies the DRS side. And he's going to drop another couple positions here. Now down in 7th is Kitten Petter. Janet Twinnet is going to go deep. I think he's going to get the move done here on HSVDT. Sends it around the outside. A little bit of contact between himself and HSVDT. But nothing too bad. But Janet picks up another position. And these softs are absolutely crazy right now. And Janet Twinnet is doing some work here. As you can see, first place. Now Majako is going to send it down on the Mystic Joker. Mystic just doesn't really try to fight that off. Just has the pace to get away. And now Janet Twinnet is working himself back up. Tries to get a really good run out of turn 7. But is in the train. Got quite a bit of work still to go here. He's still on some very fresh tires here. Yeah, they say 4 laps, but those were safety car laps, so very minimal tire wear on those 4 laps. This is his second time completely around the track on some fresh softs here. So he's going to really work it on Elma Jacko here. He's able to pin it all the way around the turn, and now he's going to try and send it deep. And he's going to have the grip advantage here, and he's going to try and send it. Yes, he does. Jacko's going to try and come back at him. He's going to go deep around turn 12, but Janet gets the car fully ahead and as well picks up 4th place. Jacko is going to keep trying to fight this back, but Janet closes the door. Now holding on to 4th place is Janet. He can still once again see 1st place right in the distance as he's going to just kill these soft tires, doing as much as humanly possible to try and find his way back up the grid here. Right now is in 4th and does have a penalty. Sets the fastest lap. Still has the tire advantage on the rest of the field here. And will probably be fairly even by the time this final lap is up. Maybe his last true lap to try and make these tires really work here. We'll see what Mystic Joker can do as well as JC Blackley. Sui, as of right now, leading this race. And Janet's going to, there we go, send it down the inside line onto Mystic Joker and gets a position on Mystic. Grumpy Old Catman retires in the pit. Janet to win it gets third place from Mystic here. Still got a decent chance to come over the line in first place at least, as those softs are really making a difference here. It's a very well-timed hit for Janet to win it. He works his way up the grid, and now JC Blackley is going to go down the inside line of Sui, and watch out JC, as if you make any sort of mistake, Janet's going to come right back and get that position. And here we go, back on board with Janet to win it. We go. Sorry to the rest of the field here, but we have to see what Janet can do here. Sui's doing a good job of holding off JC Blackley right now. It's going to be Janet. He's going to absolutely just cut that line. For a moment there, it was alongside JC Blackley, but unfortunately, now he's going to swing for a deep line and then try and send it around the other side, just getting very aggressive. And it's just going to constantly nip at your heels with every turn is Janet to win it, especially being on those softs. He's got the confidence, and now he dives down the inside on JC Blackley, forces him out wide. Elman Jacko dives down on Mystic Joker here. I guess we'll get on with Mystic here and watch this battle as well as the next one. Mystic is trying to drag out Jacko. Jacko out breaks him, and and then for the second race in a row, Janet's win it, and JC Blackley made contact, and Janet's the man, unfortunately, spinning out HSVDT. Oh, from bad to worse. What has happened to this race? Oh, well, we're going to see Kit Petter work himself back up a couple of positions.
I don't even know. Oh, and Jacko punts Mahi out wide. Mahi just says, whatever, I'll just cut the corner. And this, we've seen some better quality here in MidWest F1. Let's be quite frank. Can't wait for these reports. Yeah, I've gone somewhat a little bit speechless on this one there, Seabury. I don't know what to make of this. I know that this finishing order is not going to be the finishing order. But as it stands right now, JC Blackley is leading the way, coming around Sector 3, 10 laps, old, hard tires, penalty impossible bacon right at the bitter end of it. He's going to find himself losing a couple of spots. That's going to hurt. But in this sprint race, JC Blackley is going to come over for the no penalty finish / win. Mahi has an obscene amount of penalties. Was third, now it's dropped down to 9. HSVDT gets a podium, Elm Jacko 4th, Mystic 5th, Kit Petter 6th, Impossible 7th, AE 8th, Ray 9th, Mahi 10th, and then Spaceman, Hotspot, Crest Your T, and Uncle Ben's Race are the last to finish here. But I don't know. Okay. JC Blackley with the win, Sui second, HSVDT third, Elm Jacko fourth, Mystic Joker fifth, Kit Petter sixth, Impossible seventh, 8 Alternate eighth, Ray 9th, Mahi 10th, Spaceman 11th, Crest Your T 12th, Uncle Ben's Race 13th, Hotspot 14th, Janet to win it, 1 lap down in 15th. The DNFs go to Grumpy Old Catman, M. Rager, Villanova, Knuckles, Valentine, and Texas Beach. I'm just going to leave it.
that for the rest of the evening. Everyone that did tune in, thank you very much for tuning in. Once again, if you liked what you saw, be sure to shoot the stream follow. If you like actual F1, come back tomorrow where I'll be joined by El Majacco in the booth. So, yeah, don't take what you saw this evening for for what it was. There's a lot more that we offer here. That was kind of a different one. We'll just kind of leave it at that. But anyway, like I said, if you like what you saw, be sure to follow us on YouTube as well as on Twitter and Instagram. Very much appreciate everyone that does. So go check us out there. You have a good rest of your Wednesday evening or Thursday afternoon if you're in Australia, or Thursday morning if you're in England. So everyone have a good whatever the heck it is for them, and hopefully we'll be seeing you tomorrow, whatever time it is. But I know in North America it's going to be 6:30 Pacific, 9:30 Eastern. But until then, you guys have a good rest of whatever it is. Once again, I've been Crash McQueen. We've been the Midwest F1 League, and I'll hopefully be seeing you tomorrow night.